Right, hello everybody, we are back. Apologies for all the delays and everything with Tier 3, but welcome back to WOR season, what are we, season number 10 if I remember correctly. It's been a while, it's been a hot second since season 13, there we go, that would help, wouldn't it? It's been a hot second since I've been in the comms box, unfortunately been away with work for the last 5 or 6 weeks. But we're back with tier number 3 this evening. Hopefully you can hear me loud and clearly in the stream chat. If those who are watching, can you just let me know, because this is the first time I've streamed in a while, and make sure that everything is loud and clear. Your end looks to be loud and clear on my end. Looking at the OBS, but I just want to clarify that in the chat. That would be amazing. But yeah, we're at Singapore. I think it's the second or third street circuit you've got on this season's calendar. So a quick look while we have the calendar up here, while the guys are still doing their thing on circuit. There we go. So this is street circuit number 2 on the calendar. Depends if you count Saudi Arabia or not. It could be 2 or 3, but let's the second street circuit, we had Miami earlier in the season, which actually turned out to be an absolute cracker of a Grand Prix back in August, but around 11 of 15 this season. But let's get back to the action here in Singapore. Currently half on pole with 36.8, with Aiden in second, and Itzvan down in P number 3. So fairly close. Still got 3 drivers yet to do lap times. Abe, Amazed, JT and QuickTed unfortunately out the session. It could be a ban, I'm not 100%. It's still, I got back early today, so I'm still all new to tier 3. I've missed quite a bit actually, and while I say I've missed quite a bit, let's have a quick read through the standings. I have a bit of on screen as a way of dragging it across. Still a noob with all this streaming malarkey, but it is Passy on top step with 161 points, just 25 points ahead of Harv in second, and Aiden in P number 3 with 120 points. So with 5 rounds to go, including this one, there's still plenty to play for. 25 points is not a lot. Passy, where is he on my list? I'm 12th at the moment, 140.1. So if he can't get a good haul of points tonight and Half gets the win, you know, that's a door right open once again this season. Singapore especially, being a street circuit, it's not an easy one to negotiate, to say the least. So yeah, we'll see how they all go. I'm a bit stuttery this evening, guys. I'm on my own. There's no one, as you may have heard, there's no one next to me here in the comms box, so it should be an interesting evening to say the least. But it doesn't matter, we're here, we're watching the stream. Hopefully everyone is okay, and yeah, hopefully it's all going a-okay. Right, let's have a quick look first. Let's just flick through some drivers rather than staying with one driver the whole time. That'd probably be a good idea, hey? There we go. Let's get all the data up. That would be more helpful, wouldn't it? Enable that, and let's get the track map up here. Screen. Let's move this down. Do you know what I need, guys? A third screen. That would be mega helpful. For me, unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. But we've got 23 corners at this Singapore Marina Bay circuit. Been on the calendar for quite some time. 2008 first introduced, and it's been a staple ever since. The first proper night race as well. But as Harv comes round the final corner, does he improve? Yes, he does. 36.698 for the Red Bull driver. Can anyone top that this evening? Can anyone challenge him? He's, what's that, just shy, well, just about 4 tenths quicker than Aiden in second place, who again is on a lap time, but he is a little bit slower. Plus 0. And I say that flow out of nowhere, goes 4 100ths quicker than the Red Bull man. And the Williams looking strong here in Singapore for now, but again, qualifying is only one. We've got Passy takes that straight back off, and more flying through this Singapore circuit to try and take pole off each other, and Passy takes the top spot for now with 5 minutes left to go. Still plenty more time, plenty more action to come, I am sure of it, in this Singapore Grand Prix. Still Abe and Amaze yet to do the lap. Stay on board with Amazed, as always invited that lap, so maybe we won't do that. Abe's still in the pit lane. Shush, fantastic name, down in P13. Hainan looks like a slow lap again, invalidation, and invalidations are really tricky. Testing, testing. can or not in all this. But Tom, and is that Phase around, or was that Jacob? It looks like Jacob may have made a mistake there as well. Plenty of mistakes happening on, so it's bound to happen at a street circuit like this. Traction zones are difficult, those curbs are horrible as well. But again, Patty trying to eke out this 1 second lead, just can't break that 1 second gap to its fan in P2 here. Trying his very best, but it's just not working out at the moment. And he's not having any rest because Aiden is right behind him, as well as is Harv, Humperdinck, JT, and the rest of the drivers. The top 7 all, like I said, all within a few tenths of each other. You've got a big gap to Tom there, who's in no man's land because no one's behind him either. But back towards JT, he's getting bored with him again. Just not close enough on circuit at the moment to make any moves, as is most of these drivers. I think they might just having to wait to a safety car, maybe when those tyres switch off. I think it might be a case of well, these tyres are going to go through 2/3 of this Grand Prix before they put on a fresh set, likely medium tyres for the rest of this Grand Prix. But yeah, unfortunately I can't show you any moves because no one is really making any at this moment in time. Lap 6 of 31 here at Singapore. Ray in 7th has used a lot of his ERS. We haven't talked about that too much, but JT, plenty left in the tank, as has Humperdinck, Harv, plenty. The top guys, really loads left in the tank. More yellow flag in sector number 2, and I think that's Jacob around again. My fellow Welsh compatriot is not having the best of luck at this circuit, it looks like, and I'm sure he'd be one hoping for a safety car. Like, he's on the mediums as well, which he wants to utilise those tyres the best he can, and he's not been able to do that at all in this Grand Prix. Hopefully he can keep up with Flo down in 12th, and he can drag him along for the next or for the foreseeable future in this Grand Prix. So then, how are we thinking? How are we all doing? How are we rating this Grand Prix? Set lap 7 of 31. We're almost at the 1/3 point of this Grand Prix. 31 laps ago. I'm not going to have a voice tomorrow for work. Good job I don't have to talk much in my job. But JT, again, you just can't get close enough at the moment. When you're flying sector 1, didn't see who that was. But Passy, it keeps that lead ebbs and flows back and forward in this race. So it looks like Abe had some sort of downshift glitch, and his car just didn't do what it was meant to do, unfortunately. So that's unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can come back stronger next week in WOR. The mic is working. Fantastic. Okay, I'm glad it is. Just had a quick look at OBS. I've actually got mic twice. Hopefully I'm not echoing for you guys. Let's turn the other one off. Hopefully that's fixed. If there was any, I do apologise in advance. But 15 of 16 drivers left in this Grand Prix. The top 13 all within a couple of seconds of each other, while 14, 50 the maze and quick early pit stops for both the drivers here, unfortunately, with mistakes from both guys costing them time and money for the teams as well. The top 2 starting to break away. You can see they're trying their best to do so, but Aiden is having none of it in P3. Harv, like I said, in 6th place, Humperdinck 5th, JT 6th, Ray in 7th with very little ERS usage left in that car. As Quick dead, the second man to get penalties here at Singapore, down in P number 15 here. And more yellow flags, and FaZe has retired in the pit lane, it looks like, unfortunately. Didn't see what happened there, but he's also left the session, unfortunately, and that's another man down. We're down to 14 drivers here at Singapore. It's not gone well. It really has not gone well for some drivers here, and won't cause a safety car as he retired in the pits, luckily. So the guys will have to persist driving full pelt here and not be able to slow down and maybe utilise pit stop here. I'm sure some of the guys further back would really like a safety car to try and claw these gaps back down. But it's amazing to see how the top 6 are still within a couple of tenths of each other here. JT's not, like I said, not been able to utilise those tyres to the best advantage as he could. You know, the tyres will start to fall off, while the other guys, you know, there are plenty more grip and tread left on those hard tyres, and that's, ooh, I thought that was a mistake then, but just a little bit of lag, and that's JT around, and that could be an issue with the lag from the Humperdinck. There's no front wing left on that car, and I caught that moment on stream, and he's not going to be very happy whatsoever with what happened there, unfortunately, in all that. And it's another pit stop as Zintia left the session. So Zintia wasn't even racing, so not sure what happened there. Does JT retire, or is he just going to come in and hope for another safety car? It looks like he will carry on. Front wing changing a hard set to the end of this Grand Prix for the Aston Martin driver, and now we're down. And he's going to come out down in P12, it looks like, and that's that's gutting for him. Hopefully he can come back stronger next week with all that. Sorry, just double checking the audio. We just want to make sure everything is coming through. It looks like it is. Hopefully it is. Anyone's watching, if you could just clarify for me, that would be fantastic. Yeah, we've got a bit of a lull at the moment. More yellow flags in section number 3. Who is that? Is that Jacob again? Yeah, it looks like Jacob's gone deep into turn number. Let's get my track map up. That would be a good idea, eh? Going into turn number 8, it looked like, and Jacob is having not the best race, so hopefully it's not the Welsh commentator commenting over a Welsh driver. I hope not, anyway. But let's get back towards top drivers. Top 5 still, again. Humperdinck almost losing. Oh, there we go. He's on the cusp of the 1 second, and that's quite crucial, obviously, with the DRS. If you can stay within that 1 second, that'll be really beneficial for him, especially coming down the main straight between turn 5 and 7. If he breaks that, then he might be struggling a little bit. He's used a lot more ERS recently, maybe using that to catch up and keep up with these top guys here in Singapore. But again, not close enough at the moment to make any moves. He's got more yellow flags. I think that's just quick to getting out of the way nicely for the drivers. But he doesn't actually have to. The car will go automatically, but it can be a bit distraction. That's very good of Quickton, and Humperdinck gets that horribly wrong on the exit. Luckily, doesn't hit the wall. Jacob gets a penalty as well for third man. With penalties here at Singapore, we've hit the 1/3 of race distance here, lap 10 of 31 here at Singapore. And it's a bit of a race of attrition at the moment. I'm hoping we get a little bit more excitement as we saw on lap number 1. But that's the way racing goes. Sometimes it ebbs and flows, and a bit of an ebb at the moment rather than the flow. But it's fun. Again, not being able to make any ground on Passy you would expect, obviously with DRS usage and slipstream you'd be able to catch up, but he just hasn't been able to. As Shush, it looks like, has made a mistake down at 13, and he's only just about got moving now. A couple of seconds in, he lost more time to Flow in P9, unfortunately. And this is the lap. It's fine. Gets our race leader, takes the lead off him. We'll stay on board with the Alpine driver. His teammate obviously down in 14th, so he'll be the only man at this rate scoring points, and that's another mistake for Shush. It looks like it's Quick Dead retired. Where is that? That's coming into the pit lane. He's crashed there. Can we get on board with? Is it Flow? Here we go. Let's see if we can see it on board. So he crashed coming in. Oh, he's hit the barrier between the pit and the racetrack, and that's a safety car here on lap number 11. I did not expect that. That's a huge error for Quick Ted, and that could be the catalyst to change all of this now in this Grand Prix. What a speed penalty for Shush as well. And he's actually retired from the pit lane, and now we've only got 12 drivers left in this Grand Prix. What a race we have on our hands. And Shush actually had damage to his rear wing, it looks like, so that's not great from you, Shush, hopefully. I didn't see, I presume it's like that contact and the damage you got earlier on was what caused that, unfortunately, in this race. But a few pit stops already. But what are the race leaders? What do they do here? Be 20 laps on a set of mediums. Doable, but they're going to struggle near the end. Well, who pitted earlier? JT could benefit from that after that mistake earlier. I mean, he's a long way back, so you have to do the overtaking on circuit as well. But he's got a chance here. Oh, so Quicker didn't mean to crash. It looks like coming into safety. Well, he meant to retire, so that's not great from Quicker. But we've got all the top 5 coming into pits. Actually, I think it's pretty much everyone. Minus Tom, who's staying out, it looks like. Tom, confident, maybe hoping for another safety car. We've got everybody on mediums, it looks like. Yeah, interesting to see what Tom does here. Because obviously those hards need to get to the end. He hasn't pitted. Let's double check the pit strategy. The pit stops we've had so far. He said Tom has not pitted. Not pitted yet. Interesting. Very interesting. See what he does in all of this. Let's go back to tyres. There we go. So Tom and Flo not pitting. And Flo hasn't got round yet. No, Flo's not pitted either. And JT, obviously, after that crash behind Humperdinck, he has... Well, he's on fresh tyres anyway, which will definitely get to the end, and they might be in better condition than the guys on medium tyres. So that's something definitely he can benefit from near the end of the Grand Prix. So keep an eye on JT near the end, but everyone still very spaced out. But Tom coming in the lead, and yeah, everyone else now caught up with Tom. Yeah, I'm whether he missed the pit lane, I'm really not sure. Or maybe he's got something else up his sleeve. We just don't know. We just do not know. Through the last sector here. Excuse me. Safety car still leading us away. It's going very slow, that safety car. Tom still holding. Well, he obviously has the lead on the safety car. Come on, all get to grips with it. Apologies for making the mistakes here, guys. It's still trying to get back into the group. Bit rusty after 6 weeks off here in WOR, especially when I'm on my own as well. Extra talking to do this evening. But Tom still rolling away in the lead of the Grand Prix, and again he decides to stay out. So obviously he's staying out. And trying something different. Obviously the tyres will not get to the end, Tom, so I'm peculiar to see what he does as Flo comes into the pits. I think Flo was stuck in traffic, it looked like, so he'll come into the pits and put on a set of mediums to the end, so go a little bit further, so there's less laps on those tyres, so he'll be a little bit better off than the other guys who pitted instantly on the safety car race. Only about a lap there, so it's not going to change too much, it looks like, with everything that's going on. Jake does gaming. Yes, he did. Jana was in this league. I believe he still races now and again in the tier 1 side of things, but it could be on the PC and not on the Xbox side. But I'm not sure. See, we are very good. Yeah, I believe he still races now and again in WOR, but like I said, PC, not Xbox. But I'll have to, maybe someone else can clarify that for me at some point. Again, very rusty with driver names, commentary and all sorts this evening, but everyone minus Amaze is caught up to the safety car, so I'm hoping we get back under racing conditions. Lap 13 of 31 here at Singapore, just shy of the halfway mark in this race. So there we go, safety car in on this lap. Tom will lead us the way. What does Tom do here? His tyres are older, still plenty of life in them as well, so that's not an issue with that. But obviously it'll take a little bit longer to heat up compared to the medium runners. Yeah, you've got to be careful. Obviously no DRS for 2 laps, and then it will be up to racing speed once again in this race. What does Tom do? When does Tom go? Does he leave it late? We'll stay on board with Passy in second place. Tom not gone just... Yeah, and there we go. Tom has gone here to start lap number 14. He's caught Passy sleeping slightly, and Itzvan not so much behind him, and he's even closer. Aiden, does he make a move coming into turn 1? Yes, he does. Aiden down the inside of Itzvan, but that move did not work. He pulled out at the last minute, and he's lost a little bit of time here, and that could allow Harv to take that place off the Alfa Romeo driver in P number 4 through turn 5. They go down towards turn 7. No DRS, as we mentioned already, but look at the Humperdinck and Harv. Can he get past that? He's pushing the Red Bull driver coming up towards turn 7. Are they going to go 3 abreast into turn number 6? Oh, and there's contact, and the Alfa Romeo is around. Humperdinck crashes into the back of Aiden, and that is him around, and he's down to P12 there. Humperdinck maybe on cold tyres, losing the back, missing his braking point there. I don't know if it's damage to that front wing, as Ray will get past him. Quick down has left the session. There's no damage to the McLaren, but Aiden will be absolutely fuming with that, and it was all caught on stream there. Lap 14 of 31, and Ray moves himself up into P5 now. Jacob, and that's Jacob again around. He's having a nightmare of a session. He's actually retired on circuit there. That's not going to cause another safety car. Hopefully down to 11 drivers in this race. Flo making a mistake as well. I see him losing time as well. Let's get back up towards the top. Tom still leading the Grand Prix here, and this car's actually pulled off on the circuit. Because is that going to cause another safety car? Potentially. We'll have to wait and see. Yellow flags in sector 2 and 3 for Jacob's stricken car. No safety car and no VSC either. But through they go to start lap 15. Passy glued to the back of the Ferrari. Itzvan there as well, and you can see Passy just drifting onto the left slightly to block off the Alpine in P3, and Harv not far behind. Humperdinck actually gets this 5 second speeding penalty going into the pit lane. Obviously, so it's obviously damage to that front wing there, and with this, they're falling like flies here. Flo's got past his teammate in Amazed there, but Passy pushing the Ferrari through this section. As he pop it up the inside, he's going to be late on the brakes, but can't make that move, so he's got to be careful. You compromise his line here, and could that allow the Alpine of Itzvan through? No, it doesn't, and Harv still... Oh, it's actually... Harv actually tagged the back of the Alpine there, but didn't lose a place. I think he lifted off there just to make sure he didn't compromise Itzvan there. So good sportsmanship there, and Ray just waiting in the wings to capitalise on any mistakes in P number 5. Tom still holding the lead on those fairly worn hard tyres, but again, those tyres can go a long way in this race. Passy still holding P2, Itzvan 3rd, Harv in 4th, and Ray in 5th. Hainan, we've barely spoke about. I didn't even realise he was racing in P6. He's just been drifted under the radar. He's come up trumps here behind Hainan. If he can stay within a second of Ray, he's definitely within a shout of a podium here. As is anyone within that top 7 at this moment in time. But you can see through the slower corners, Passy's so quick, and he just can't make his way past Tom. Tom defending for his life. Tom actually drifts wide. DRS now enabled, so this should, I say should, allow Passy through his flow fastest lap of the race down in P number 8. Oh, and there's contact, and that's around. Itzvan has hit Passy. Someone's got damage in all that, and Tom now has a 2.2 second lead. Controversy here in WOR season number 13 at Singapore, and now Harv takes P2. I think is it Itzvan with damage to that front wing? I'm just trying to see No, it's not him. Is it Passy with damage? I couldn't see it. I was looking on the other monitor at the time, and I missed it, unfortunately. It could be Hainan with damage. Yes, it is. And I mentioned him briefly in the stream, and commentators cursing his damage his front wing with all that. Oh, gutted for him, and that's JT drifting wide, coming through turn 11 there as well. It's all changed up at the top. The gaps have enlarged and all of that, and have now 1.3 seconds back. It's Van still in P3. I believe it was him that tagged Passy, but I don't want to speculate. I was looking, like I said, I was looking at the wrong screen at the time, and that is that's going to be gutting for Passy, who was on the verge of taking Tom if he'd stayed behind him coming through turn 5 and onto that second DRS straight. But unfortunately for him, he'll have to do all the hard work all over again here at Singapore. Lap 16 of, lap 17 now of 31. We're over the halfway mark in this race. It got very spicy all of a sudden, but further back, it's amazing. Aiden's worked his way back up. They've got JT and Hainan both in the pits, as is Ray. So they all got caught up with the damage. It looks like 11 drivers left of 16 in this race. Hopefully we get all these guys finishing the Grand Prix. But let's get on board with Aiden as he comes flying down this back straight. Can he make the move on Amaze? He's late on the brakes, up the inside. There's a little bit of contact. He's pushed Amaze off the circuit, so Amaze has the inside for the next corner. Does he do the switchback? Can he get the traction down? No, he can't. World quickest in the first sector, Aiden, but he's yet to get by the Williams here, and he'll stay behind him through the second. Could make a move into 13. We've seen moves through there. I think it was Amaze who made a move through there in the early stages of the Grand Prix, but can Aiden get back? And I think he's too far back for now. We'll get back on board with some of the front runners once again. And the lead that Tom had after all the instant is being crushed in an instant as Ray actually gets past Hainan coming out the pits. It looks like Ray on fresh softs, while Hainan not. Well, he's on 11 lap old hard tyres, it looks like. But let's get back on board with Tom. Actually, I think he might have clipped the inside wall there. Jacob just is still here in P12. I'm not sure. I wish you were, unless you're referring to something else. Oh, I see what you yourself. You are Yananop. Yeah, I understand. Very good, very good. But Tom, we'll concentrate on the racing. Eh? Tom, can he defend from Harv here? He had a brief spell where there's no DRS on the previous lap after the contact, but he hasn't got that luxury this time around. Harv directly on his game. He could lose 2 places because Itzvan is also there. Where does Harv go? Does he go left? Does he go right? He goes left up the inside. I don't think Tom's got anything to defend with. But has he gone deep into turn 7? No, he hasn't. And Tom actually loses the back end ever so slightly. But this might compromise Itzvan here. If Tom slows him up enough through this middle sector, that could cause Harv to run away with this lead. He already has 6/10 on the Ferrari man. Itzvan struggling to get by the Ferrari man. And also you've got Passy, our former P2 man. Humperdinck gets a penalty down in P10 as well. 3-second time penalty for the McLaren driver. Can he get through here? No, he can't. Goes the long way around, trying to get the most speed coming through turn 13 down towards turn 14. Our third DRS zone. I think it's a DRS zone. I'll have to clarify that. Yes, it is. Yeah, it is a DRS zone. But no, he can't get by at the moment. And Tom already with a 1.5 second gap, because Tom, he's done a fantastic job. He's running his own race and he has every right to, but look how much the Alpine is pushing around this last sector, and Itzvan losing so much time to him there. And here we go, Tom finally peels into the pits and Itzvan is released here coming through turn 23, and now he's got 2.1 seconds to close on our race leader. We'll keep an eye on that gap. The problem as well for Itzvan here, he's not on his own. He's got Passy and Flo there as well, who will obviously want to be fighting and trying to take P2 off him and run their own race. So he won't have a a respite whatsoever in this race. Harv is in dreamland here, 2.1, so keep an eye on that gap as we progress through this race. And Aiden getting around the outside of Maze finally makes that move stick. JT with the fast lap, but can Maze claw back at him? No, he can't. And say that though, tries it, but as Aiden locks up and goes deep into turn number 8, but does not make his way through. Lap 19 of 31 here in Singapore. A quick look at the chat. Nothing too much going on. It looks like as everyone's still concentrating on the race here at Singapore. But since its fans been released, that gap has stayed pretty consistent to our race leader. It's coming down. So its fan, a man on a charge here. They've got to be careful because obviously those tyres will be doing a lot of work here in this last sector of the Grand Prix with everything that's going on. So we don't want to overdo those tyres, and they've got to do a little bit extra than it would normally do, but if we didn't have a safety car. So we'll see how they go. I wish we had that detail. I wish we could see what tyre pressures were, what the wear was, but unfortunately we've not got that luxury. But ERS usage wise, it's one's got about 10% more, but Passy used quite a bit here to try and keep up with. And that is its fan around, and he's crashed and he's out of this Grand Prix. He's hit the wall in the exit of turn 7, and that surely is another safety car here. Yes, it is. And its fan looks like he hit the he's hit the curb on the exit, put the power down too early, and that's his race over and done with. And we're down to the final 10 drivers. You finish now, guys, you get points. Even if you are 5 laps down, you will get points in this race. Another safety car here at Singapore on lap number 20. Oh my god, and that allows Tom. Could Tom benefit from this quite significantly? 11 laps. Can the soft tyres do it? I'm not sure. It's fine if you're in the Discord. Let us know what happened there. I think you just put the power down too early. But what a race we have on our hands. What do the guys do here? Do they come in for softs? I think they've got to, haven't they? And Harv jukes right at the last minute. As does Passy. Flo staying out. Aiden staying out. They're all staying out. It looks like. From all that's annoying, risking the soft tyres here. As Tom try. Tom's a little bit further back. We'll see what he does. But he's on fresh mediums anyway, so I don't think he needs to. I mean, I think he was banking on another safety car, and it's worked in his favour. He'll be in prime position. Those mediums will be in fantastic form at the end of this race. So he's definitely one to watch out. I mentioned earlier, could he be on for the championship with 79 points behind in the standings? If he can get a win out of this, he's definitely still involved with the championship fight. But that's the race isn't over. We've seen what's happened in this race so far. You've got Ray and JT in the pits. Ray is not updated just yet with what they're doing tyre. So JT puts on an all set of hards and Ray puts an all set of mediums on, it looks like, for both those drivers. There's Ray one with a big old slide there from him. Humperdinck put a new set of softs on, it looks like. He'll be going to the end on those tyres, but for me, I think Tom's in the best position with, like I mentioned, those tyres. But I guess the saving grace out of all this for those top 5 drivers who pitted early on the first safety car, the fact that laps on the safety car and the fact that doing more laps on the safety car will save those tyres. as well, obviously, Tom's tyres as well. And everyone will be bumped up once again. And the Humperdinck definitely one to keep an eye on the soft tyres as well. Just a quick look. I've only got a break. Let's quick look at the penalty situation. Only 2 drivers' penalties, Humperdinck and Amazed, with 3 seconds. And the fact they've been bunched up again isn't helpful for that situation, unfortunately. Hello, Luke. How are you doing? Good to have you in the chat here at Singapore Tier 3. Yeah, just me. No one else to chat to. Anyone saying anything in the chat is a plus. But let's see if it's not saying anything in the chat with what happened in all that, unfortunately. So we'll have to wait and find out. Maybe after the race he'll let us know what happened in all that. But I think we'll have maybe another lap of safety car. We've still got quite a few guys. Unfortunately, with the safety car, you're under a delta until you catch up with the queue, so you can't just pace it down the around the lap, unfortunately. So hopefully they do catch up. JT, Ray, Hainan, and the Humperdinck. But like I mentioned, the top only 10 drivers left in this race. If you finish, you will get points this evening. Hopefully we do get 10 finishes, and if we're going to restart like the last one, it should be pretty tasty on this restart here at Singapore. Yeah, I do hope we have one more lap, well, half a lap, and we can get racing again this evening. But it's been quite a race, and thank you to everyone who has tuned in this evening. And I've been a bit rusty, a few strange mannerisms as well this evening. Again, like I said, still getting back into the game. Right then, 9.5 laps left of the Singapore Grand Prix. Who will take the win? Those who are watching, who's going to take this? Will it be Harv, Passy, could even be the Humperdinck down in P10? Let me know in the chat who you think will take the win in this Grand Prix. And also your driver of the day as well. So as we're here, we've got still a little bit of time. Positional changes. So who is our real? Amazed, the real winner. 10 places, started in P15. And then the next up is Harv, up 3 places. So, yeah, Amazed, a great job. But however, he has got the penalty hanging over his head. So that will count against him in this race. And it looks like we'll have one more lap of safety car action. Yes, we will. So just waiting. I think Humperdinck was a little bit too far back for us to get going in this race. But the Mercedes SL AMG, I think, if I'm right in thinking. Hopefully I got that right. Will lead us away for one more lap. I don't know why we've not got the Aston Martin. I'm sure, presumably just fluctuate and flip between race to race. But after the Singapore Grand Prix, guys, we do still have let's get that up. We have Japan next week, and then we've got Mexico, Brazil, and end in Saudi Arabia. I know you're thinking in the street circuit that was not a good idea. I'll tell you now, Saudi Arabia is an absolute quality race to commentate over. There's so much action happening, so much overtaking at that circuit. There's a game, it's almost like a game of chess with the overtaking at that race, with the DRS zones and the multiple places you can make moves, especially coming into the final corner and onto the pit straight. But Brazil will be fantastic. With Japan, an iconic circuit, the only figure 8 race we do have on the calendar. Surprisingly, we don't have more. Don't think they've got the infrastructure to build another one, but it'd be great to have an additional race with a figure 8 format. But Mexico, like I said, Mexico, Brazil, and Saudi Arabia, which will finish in November. November should be in November for us, and I think the lower tiers will finish the last day of December 2nd. 15 rounds in WOR, and I do hope we get to the final race where there's still the championship not decided. That would be fantastic. Or it could end in the spiritual home of the end race of the season in Brazil. We'll have to wait and see. But safety car is in on this lap, like you saw. Well, you didn't see because that was on screen. The safety car is in on this lap. Just at the pop up on screen, and we'll get going very shortly in this race here. Passy second, Harv in the lead. Harv will lead us away. He's slowly going right down, giving safety car plenty of space to dip into the pits. Harv, when will he go? What will he do? What's the strategy at play here? Let's get the tyres back up to see who's on the fresh tyres and who isn't. 11 laps both. Harv is gone. He goes early. He goes at turn number 21 and already 7/10 on Passy. Can he keep that going? We'll have to wait and see. But Flo trying to go back at him, and people weaving down the pitch, trying to warm up those medium tyres. Could be hard for some of the others. Actually, Humperdinck came in and got a new set of mediums. Well, say a new set, a different set. 4 laps on those medium tyres rather than soft tyres. Presumably he doesn't think they can get to the end. But Harv holds the lead for now. 5/10 over Passy in second. Another 5/10 to Flo in P. Aiden 4th. Amazed 5th. Tom in 6th. JT in 7th. Ray 9th. Hainan in 9th, sorry. And then Humperdinck in P10. Humperdinck trying to go up the inside of Hainan there, and he makes that move, stick on fresher medium tyres, and I don't think Hainan's got anything to reply with down in P number 10. But Harv still holds the lead of this Grand Prix, and Tom on fresher rubber trying to close that gap down to Amaze, who's on the most worn medium tyres, it looks like, on the current grid. With lap 24 of 31. Is that? No, I thought that damage to Amaze's front wing. No, I think it's just the lighting that is tripping me off there. But Tom on the freshest tyres, as the Humperdinck on 5 and 4 laps respectively. You need to get a move on. They need to utilise those fresh rubber in this race with only 6.5 laps left of this race. They really need to get a move on and try and utilise those tyres and gain some more points. Amaze has got the penalty, so Tom knows that. His pit engineer will tell him he has that penalty hanging over his head, but if you can get past him on circuit, even better. And actually Amaze is losing time to Aiden in 4th place. If you can get past him before the DRS is enabled, that'd be great for Tom in P number 6. So top guys space out a little bit now. I don't think anyone's close enough to make any moves. I think it's still Tom who's closest on circuit. Through round turn 5 they go. He takes a better entry to turn 5 now. 210 splitting the Ferrari and the Williams. He's too far back, it looks like, to make any moves. That Williams quick in a straight line, and it looks like he's going to have to get him at another point on circuit. Mitchell doesn't want to run too wide in the exit of 7 to not get a penalty. Could be on warnings. I don't want to check. I don't want to miss all the action. Luke, I think Humperdinck definitely better than Verstappen, but I don't think I can be the judge of that. But it was a great move by him on the safety car restart, jumping past Hainan, come into turn number 7 on circuit. But get back on board with Tom, still close to the back of him, and further back actually. Humperdinck, we mentioned his name, trying to get past Ray through turn 13, and he's weaving, so maybe he's not happy with something that happened through turn 13. Unfortunately, we missed that action, but we'll see whether he can get past him now. Ray has been amongst it the whole race, but it seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong time throughout this race. But again, top 10 all still in the points. He's trying to get past JT as well in P7, and he's stuck behind. Actually, Tom, in all that flurry, talking about the other drivers, he's got past the Williams, and Jess is now enabled. So Tom is freed and now has to close that gap down to Aiden. 2.7. That might be too much of a tall ask to make up in so little time with the other cars ahead. We're using DRS, but the top 2 have broken away as well. All these gaps are now formed, and Passy, it could be between himself and Harv for the race win here. Our championship leader against the protagonist in P number 2 in the championship. I believe Harv is P2. Double check that quickly. Yes, he is. So 25 points splitting them. So if Harv can get the win here, that'll be hugely beneficial to his championship plight in this race. And look at the guys further back are missing all the action. Humperdinck trying his best to get past Ray. Ray on the inside. They're going to go side by side through that corner. I'm surprised they actually got through turn 9 there. They've managed to get through, but look at JT trying to go up the inside through turn number 10. That's not an overtaking move, but he's going to try his best, but to no avail to get past Amaze, and Amazed on worn tyres and doing everything in his locker room to keep that Aston Martin behind. He's doing a fantastic job of keeping that car behind him. He's just trying to consolidate as many points as he can, the Williams driver, in P number 6, and he's got a train from behind him, an Aston, a Haas, a McLaren, and a AlphaTauri. There we go. There is a car there in the end. Tom has closed that gap down 1.4 already. Down, so it could not be over for Tom in P5. We'll keep an eye on this gap, but we'll stay on board with this big old fight. And as Ray makes a mistake, and Humperdinck could capitalise on that coming into the final 2 corners. Humperdinck trying his very best on fresher rubber than the Haas car here. Can he make a move coming into turn number 1? Not really an overtaking opportunity. You haven't seen many drivers make moves into turn 1. I think we saw one in a failed opportunity for Itzvan, but look at the Aston Martin, still can't make his way past Humperdinck, trying again, going around the outside of 5. Surely that's not an overtaking move. He's going to do the switchback though, and he has the momentum, but Ray also has DS, but also further ahead, JT going to go around the outside of the Williams. That's a move he can pull that off. There's a little bit of contact. He's been pushed wide. Humperdinck gets past in the background. The Aston Martin will have the inside for the next corner, and he is finally past. Oh, I say that though, he isn't. The Williams. Oh, he's been tagged. The Aston is round, and that Amaze, he had the inside line. Don't know whether he could go side by side through there. Maybe JT didn't give him the space, but Amazed has left the session, and he drops down to P9. JT still in this. Humperdinck and Ray and Hayden all gaining multiple places and all of that. And all the frantic action. It's not with the race leaders, guys. It's with this fight. This fight for P6, and Humperdinck finally gets through as Marcelo cheering, I think, the Humperdinck and all that action we had on circuit. Great. Well, I'm not sure about great racing. I think the stewards might have a busy evening with all that frantic action, as some of the frantic action we saw earlier on. But Tom closing the gap to Aiden here, 0.5 of a second, with 4 racing laps left of this Grand Prix. Who will take top spot? Who is going to win this Singapore Grand Prix? As there's the Humperdinck into the pits. Is that a front wing? What's happened there? Didn't see what happened. It's a new set of tyres, a new set of softs. It is a front wing change. It looks like he's got both end plates on that car, but I see him down to P10, and I don't know whether he could have just kept on going with all that. But he's on set of softs, and well, if he can get fast lap of the race, that's another point for him. He's in the top 10, so I believe he will get points if he does get that in all that. Alex Degu, long time no speak. How are you doing, my friend? Hopefully you're doing well. Love the running on Instagram as well, with all those fast 5 and 10Ks. Great to see that. And as Maze gets no, it's Humperdinck. Has someone got more penalties? I don't think it was. Just frantic action everywhere. But Tom still not got by the Alpha of Aiden. He really needs to utilise the tyres, because the tyres will be falling off the cliff in all of that. Because they've been on for such a long time now, and since the first safety car. But that gap's only gone up between himself and Passy. I think that I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but Harv could have this race sealed as long as he keeps that car in a straight line here. But anything can happen racing, and we've seen it already this evening. Anything can happen, but Tom, the closest man to a move on circuit at the moment. Aiden does have DRS on the car ahead, or he didn't have it actually coming on the final 2 corners. So Tom, if he can stay within, and he should do in all of this, he should get by Aiden. He's within 0.2, well, just over 0.2, and Aiden does not have DRS, and Tom goes to the outside. He's going to have to go around the long way, but I think he's made the move before the braking zone. Yes, he has, and that's a Ferrari getting past his fellow Italian in the Alpha, Aiden. I don't think Aiden or Tom are Italian, but they're in Italian cars, and he makes his way through, and that's him up into P4 now, and Hainan gets past Ray in all that. They're side by side coming through to an 8, and Ray trying to hang it around the outside. He'll have the inside for turn number 9. They're side by side. See, it is possible to do side by side here, guys. I think I need to take some notes. But Ray trying to make his way back through. But Heynen holds P6 for now, and Ray will have to try once again to get by. But Tom, the next man on his hit list is Flo in P number 3. Tom could get on the podium. Yes, he could. I don't think he'll get second, though. I think that might be too much of a tall ask. But Tom, definitely a man who could be on the podium. Let's take a look at the positional changes. So Tom, well, may still at the top of that, but Tom could be a very close second. That could be a driver of the day for Tom as well, with the positional changes in all that frantic action. Than the drivers ahead. Like I said, the tyres are better. But we've got 2 racing laps left of this Grand Prix. On board with Tom. We'll keep an eye on the gap between Heynen and Ray as well. The second battle we got on circuit. We could have penalties though. I don't know the penalty situation for some of the drivers. They could be on a few warnings in all this. What can Tom do here? 3/10 behind, and the Williams defending for his life. Flo, he's got barely any ERS usage here. Tom, he has to go around the long way. Through 7 they go. Can he hang it around the outside? That'll be a brilliant move, but no, he's off the circuit. Oh, I'm not sure about that. He overtook off the circuit, and he pushes the Williams off through turn 8 there, and that could potentially be a Stewards inquiry, but he makes the move stick, and that's him up into P3. I mean, I think officially he overtook him through turn 8, but Flo could call him up for that. I'm not sure, but that's a move up into P3, and he's on to the podium now. 2.6 puts himself and Passy. I think that might be too much of an ask, guys, to take P2 off him, but in all that, it's allowed Aiden to get through and catch up with Flo, and Aiden could take P4 off Flo in all this. I think they're on very similar lifetime tyres. Yes, they are. Aiden a lap older than Flo, but I mean it's trying to split hairs here with the tyre difference. Unfortunately, again, don't know the difference. Yeah, I think I agree with that, Luca. As you mentioned, he was slightly off circuit with that move, but Aiden still, he's losing a little bit of time here. But on the final lap, finally, here, lap 31 of 31. Funny that. Here at Singapore. I'm glad it's half distance, and Aiden, you can see him struggling, making a mistake through turn 2 and 3 there, and he's lost time with the traction coming out that corner. I think he might have to set off a P5 in all that. What about Ray and Heynen? What can Ray do here? He's got barely any ERS usage here, while Heynen's got about 10% more, 6/10 splitting himself and the AlphaTauri here. Can he close the gap? I think it's too far for now. We'll stay on board with this fight. It's the closest one we've got on circuit. Tom actually has closed the gap quite significantly. 1.1, 1.2. Oh, surely not. He can't make P2, can he? Oh, that would be quite the race there. And Ray struggling through turn 8 here, trying his best to keep up with Heynen, but I think that might be too much of an ask. But I don't want to say anything, guys, but Tom is 8/10. It's 9/10. Could Tom somehow take P2 off Passy? Harv would love that. In all the 7/10, it's coming down. It would have to be a ballsy move from Tom if he wants to take P2 off Passy. Harv is outstretched. He's in the lead. Tom, 5/10. It could be, it will be 4/10 coming through the final 2 corners. I want to get back on board with Harv, but this fight is still all to play for. Can Tom somehow get by? The Humperdinck is a penalty, down in 10th place, but I don't think Tom was close enough, and it will be Harv who takes the win here at Singapore. And the fireworks are going off. Great win of him. Passy second, and Tom settles for P number 3. Flo takes P4. Aiden will have to settle for P5, and he actually spun around the final corner. Heynen takes P5. Ray unfortunately could not close that gap. JT will round off the top 8 with Amazed and Humperdinck finally get around the 2 men with penalties. How can people join Gaming Stealth? Join the league or something else? Let me know. Yeah, Harv with a win. Thank you, Marcelo. Very handy. Harv with a win. Passy in second, and Tom in 3 are presumably an FRT are teams, I think. Amaze gets the driver of the day. I'm not sure I'd give it to Amaze. I think I'd probably give it to Tom with all the frantic action we had this evening. But what a race that was, and the Red Bull run off the podium, the top of the podium. But thank you everybody for watching. But we'll quickly run down before we end the stream. The league. That's a very good question. There we go. Thank you very much, Luke, for helping out Game and South there. Well, let's run them down. The drivers we have this evening. Harv takes the win and closes the gap to Passy, who finished in P2 in this race. Tom in 3rd, Flo 4th, Aiden 5th, Haynen in 6th, Ray in 7th, and JT in 8th. Also, the fastest lap of the race, you will get that bonus point. Amaze in 9th, and Humperdinck rounds off the top 10, and then we have a big list of DNFs. Itzvan 11th, Jacob 12th, Shush in 13th, Quickdead 14th, FaZe in 15th, and Abe for Drawn, not sure if I got that right, in 16th there. Yeah, what a race. What a race that was. Oh, I think I'm going to lose my voice. Hopefully I'll be recovered by the time we get going once again next week in Japan. We're staying in Asia for the next race. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Apologies if you got bored of my comms. Hopefully I tried my best. I was on my own, bit rusty from not being around, but hopefully you enjoyed that, and we'll be back same time once again in tier 3, 8 o'clock for the Japanese Grand Prix. Hopefully we'll have a full grid. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you all next week. There are other tiers though racing tomorrow and Friday. We also got the Legacy League, I believe, on Friday, if my memory serves me correctly. Let's have a quick look if I can find the weekly schedule. There we go. So tomorrow we've got tier 4, 5 and 6. Thursday we've got PlayStation tier 3, tier 2, Xbox tier 10, 11 and 12. Friday the Legacy Division, as well as PC tier 4, 5 and 6, and PlayStation tier 1 on Friday. No races on Saturday, and then Monday we're back to tier 1 for the Japanese Grand Prix. And like I said, we'll be here for tier 3 for tier 3 on Tuesday, as well as tier 2. But you know, tier 3 is a little bit better. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, thanks, Luke. Yeah, thanks for the kind words. It's been a long evening, but I'm glad I did it. It's nice to be back in the comms box in WOR. It's been a while. It's been a hot second. I'm glad I'm back, and still plenty more to fight for in this league. So keep an eye out, keep watching, guys. And like I said, we'll be back next week. Thank you for tuning in, and yeah, see you all next week.